Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's rant. Today, I feel like it's going to be a rant. It's a lot less structured. It's a lot less well thought out and planned than some of my other Facebook Lives. But I just want to go with it because it's something that feels really raw and feels really clear to me in this moment. And so I want to communicate it rather than holding it until I get it just right. Because part of the system that I create for my reality, which is about being the creator rather than the consumer or victim, is that I go ahead and I create, I take action, I be of service, I put my wisdom out there in the world, even when it's not specifically refined or perfected or smoothed out. I'm willing to be messy and I bless the mess. So I want to talk today about connections, passports to connection. Now, this is a term I'm just making up. So if you've heard it somewhere else, let me know about it, right? But I was this weekend on a trip with my partner. It was her birthday and one of her friends' birthdays. And about 10 of us, the adults with two kids, went to a cabin in West Virginia. And it was a beautiful experience in a lot of ways, a lot of good food, a lot of communal connection. We went on a great hike. And there was a 5-year-old boy. And the 5-year-old boy, which was the son of one of the couples that was there, he was going out and giving people passports. He was writing a name that he would make up onto a piece of paper and giving it to you. And then if you wanted to do certain things like go downstairs or go outside, and then when we were on the hike, if you wanted to pass a certain part of the trail, he would stop and go, "I need to see your passport." And I thought it was actually really fun and really cute. And it's really neat to see children of that age start to do these things they do when they're playing that actually end up being real metaphors for how we relate and how we connect in future life. So, I mean, if you're a 5-year-old, it makes sense to label people. It makes sense to put people into certain categories and certain boxes. And it makes sense to have them show that category or that box, or have them show their willingness to play your game, quote unquote, right? Or literally, for them to pass, for them to get through, for them to keep playing, for them to get connection. But we often still do that as adults. And it's really healthy for a 5-year-old. But it can be very unhealthy. It can be very toxic. It can sabotage our relationships when you're an adult and you're not very conscious of what you're doing. So let me give you an example. I realize that I had a lot of experiences growing up where both of my parents created chaos. Now, they meant to create safe space for us. They meant to create a loving relationship. And in many ways they did. In so many ways, I have a deep sense of safety and a deep sense of calm and confidence. But when something was stressful, both of them actually deteriorated. Both of them went into chaos. So I often find that for me to really trust someone, to trust a partner, to trust a client, to trust someone that I do all my volunteer work with, there's this part of me that really wants to see them stand firm and stay grounded amongst chaos or crisis or uncertainty. Now, what I then do is I limit myself, I distance myself from someone. If they're in the middle of a crisis, sure, I'm going to want to help them, but there's a part of me that actually wants them to prove that they can help themselves, to prove that they can stay calm, that they can stay grounded, that they can stay in integrity with their values, even amongst really stressful and chaotic situations. So what I might do is I might have this overblown sense of this overblown expectation for people to actually stay calm and grounded when they're triggered, stay calm and grounded when there's a crisis, stay calm and grounded when they're in a conflict in their life, when there's uncertainty in their life, when they're in a major transition in their life. And that's a bit of an unrealistic expectation. But if I'm unconscious, that's the kind of passport that I might create. I might say, you need to show me that you can stay calm in chaos, that you can stay grounded in crisis, for me to let you in and for me to let you further into relationship with me. But the truth of the matter is, it can be really unhealthy. It can be really unhealthy if I keep people away if they don't respond the way I want them to in crisis. Now, what I can do is I can create a lot of consciousness about it. What do I really want? I want to go deep in relationship and partnership and community with people that have tools to help them reground, that have tools to help them grow, that have tools to help them look at chaos or crisis or challenge as fuel that's going to help them grow. I know I want that. So when I'm conscious of it, I can look for that, and I can even help support people in creating that for themselves. But when I'm unconscious, I then create unrealistic expectations for people. I create distance between people. I feel a sense of insecurity in the moments when I see them responding or behaving in a way that doesn't fit my passport for connection. So how do you create passport for connection? What a lot of us are doing all the time is we're testing each other to see if we are trustable, to see if the other person is the kind of person that we want to invest more in. So how do you test, right? Like I live in DC, it's a very educated place, it's a very affluent place, and a lot of people test because they actually will trust you when you've proven that you can make like a logical, academic, well-informed, well-educated argument about a major topic. Some people put up these passports to connection that say that, you have to look like me or think like me. You have to wear similar clothing, that you have to have similar political views. Some people put up passports to connection around stuff like food and exercise. Well, I can only really go deep and connect with people when they eat like me. I'm vegetarian and this person eats meat and goes to the butcher. And so like, there's no way we can really be close. There's no way we can really be friends. There's all kinds of things that we create that can be on the surface arbitrary, but underneath they're really depthful. They mean something. They have a deeper commitment to what we want when it comes to relationship. So what I'd love for you to do is to start to identify some of the passports to connection that you create. It's cute when a 5-year-old does it when they're playing. It's damaging and destructive when we as adults do it in our relationships, in our workplaces, in our communities, in the places where we volunteer, in the social circles that we have. It's natural that we do it. I'm not telling you to be unguarded. I'm not telling you to just love everyone. I'm not telling you to trust everyone. In fact, what I'm telling you to do is to become conscious of the things that you need for connection, that you need for trust, that you need for deep relationship, or that you want, and stay committed to them in a calm and clear way instead of an unconscious way. So that's what I want you to do. If just for today, you can write a list of certain ways that you actually want people to prove themselves. If you can bring this little piece of shadow into the light, you're much more likely to have generative, conscious, and co-created healthy relationships. I've got some work to do myself. There's a personal relationship that feels strained, and part of it is because I know that maybe both of us, are putting up our passports. We're asking for passports for connection. And it's time to actually drop the boundaries, drop the guards, and to see what's real so we can connect on a deeper level and we can both feel safe trusting what is. That's what I got for you today. I hope this is helpful. If it is, please share it with someone you love because it's pretty personal, pretty intimate. If you have thoughts on this, please comment as well too. I'd love to hear from you. That's what I got today. Peace.